Welcome to the third episode of the Beginner's Guide to Satisfactory. I want to do coal power today, so we need to submit a milestone, which is coal power milestone. Submit it. I had everything on hand. Ada's going to tell me a bunch of stuff I don't care about. What I also did was I got this enhanced asset security milestone, and I did this off camera. It was just some reinforced iron plates, some rods, and some wire. And that allows me to get the Xeno Basher. And the Xeno Basher is here in the equipment workbench. So what that is just some, it's two Xeno Zappers, 5 modular frames, 25 rods, and 500 wire. And it is this here. This is a longer range melee weapon. It also does more damage. And it also does more like when you hit an enemy, they kind of get stunned. They're stunned a little bit longer. So this is definitely well worth it. And I did this because I went exploring in between last episode and this episode. I got 7 hard drives. One of them is here being researched right now. All of our machines have been running. We have an almost full iron plates. Our rod should be pretty far up there. Yeah, that's about halfway. Our screws are almost full. I know the cables are almost full and the wire should be almost full as well. And then if we look over at the factory we set up last episode, this is the thing that hasn't been running as long. We will see we actually made some decent progress with this. So we almost have an entire row of modular frames, which is really good. And then we almost have an entire row of rotors and over a row of reinforced iron plates. Sitting pretty good. The thing we're going to struggle with the most is the concrete. And I will need to consider adding a lot more concrete, especially if I'm looking to build neater buildings when I build new factories. And then I also collected a ton of biomass. So these are working. And I got plenty of wood, so that should last us a while. There is one more factory we need to make before we start setting up a coal power. And that is on the copper here. We can grab ourselves a miner Mark 1. We'll just kind of turn it this way. We need another smelter. We don't really care how this looks right now. We're just trying to get it to do something. And then we can set up... We'll actually probably set up 2 constructors worth here. This isn't going to be nice. We'll set up 1 constructor. So we need copper ingots here. And then we need copper sheets. So this one takes 20 per minute. And it gives you 10 copper sheets per minute. We can just leave it as is, or we can overclock it. I don't think I've shown you how to overclock yet. I did in the last episode. So we can do that again here. Make sure we have max efficiency down there. The other alternative is to underclock it and make 2 of them. I'm just going to overclock it due to space constraints. So all I need to do is get myself one of these. Craft myself a power shard. And then run back down there. And plop it in there. So just a little bit of math. 20 times 1.5 is 30. There we go. And now we just need to connect to power. Hopefully we can find something. We can. I'm going to plop one here. And that'll be the one to connect to there. And then we'll put another one here. And we'll start making some copper sheets. So that got added. I think when we got the assemblers, we could start doing copper sheets as well. So, yeah, we'll start making some copper sheets automatically. We're using all the copper we can. There we go. So what we're going to need to do for coal power is we're going to need, if we come into if we come into the power tab here, we got coal power generators. We need coal and we need water. So if we hold V, we see we have a lot more resources we can look up. We can now look up sulfur, quartz, and deuterium because we researched that in the MAM. We can also we can scan for coal because we just unlocked that milestone. So let's do that. If you open up the map, you can actually hover over it when it shows up, and we see we have a Pier 1 right here, but there's no water around here. We have a Pier 1 there, and there is some water there, but it's not a lot. And look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 normal nodes. And then there's some temporary nodes here. These don't really exist. We have 4 normal nodes here next to a gigantic lake. And we could even go up here if we'd rather. So this seems like it would be the better location to place a coal power plant. I think the next nearest one is way over here. But you can only see 3 different locations when you scan. So keep that in mind when you're scanning, you can only see 3. So, if we want to max out how much power we're using, and we want to use all 4 of those coal nodes, let's just double check. So we have coal here, and I'm pretty sure we have some iron up here, so we're going to save that for steel. Then we have some coal here, and I think there's sulfur over there. We could save that for something else. Coal burns at a rate of 15 per minute in a coal power plant. So if you know that off the top of your head, that's good. If you don't know that damn it, Ada. If you don't know off the top of your head, place down a coal power plant, and then click this little exclamation point here, and you'll see it says coal burn rate 15 per minute. And that's if you don't overclock it at all. And you can also see that we need 45 water per minute. So if we're doing 15 per minute per generator at 120, that would mean we'd need 8 coal generators. Times 2, we need 16. So if we can just do that on our to-do list there, and we'll see that that's how much materials we need to collect just to build those coal generators. So we can grab 320 reinforced iron plates, 480 cables, and 160 rotors. That's already done. But on top of that, every single coal power generator is also going to need 3 water extractors. So we need 6 total. So every set of 8 needs 3 water extractors. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. So we got that. Now we can see that we need 380 reinforced iron plates, still 480 cables. We have enough rotors on hand, and some copper sheets. We look to be okay. So all we have to do is grab... Oh, the MAM finished. That's nice. What do we got? Well, I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to start scanning the next one. So we'll just drag power poles to our destination, so we don't have to do it later. Alright, so here we are. The coal is down there in this canyon. We got plenty of water. I have power. There is a little walkway down the side there, which is nice. So we might as well drag this down there. Alright, so now we have everything down here. I can show you where the coal's at. We're going to have to fight our way through some of these guys. I did see a spitter over here. There you are. He blends in. There should be more. There is also a cave over here. So if you go down this cave here, you will find yourself a Mercer sphere and a bunch of bacon agaric. So you might as well grab it while you're here. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Here's one of them. Well, here's 2 of them actually. So normal and normal side by side. And these might be the ones we grab from. Jerk. And then we also have... We have one underneath a rock that we can't explode yet. So this one's not available at the moment. Alright, so let's get miners down. Clearly that's not going to fit nicely, but it'll be fine there. And same here. We don't need those. So you see we take 60 per minute on a normal node. If we overclock this, we can get 120 per minute. Same here. And then what I like to do, because we don't have a ton of reinforced iron plates right away, is I like to try to split them in half. So we're doing 60 on each line. So if we're doing this right, we can set up our lines like this. So we have one line here. And then if you press H and bump it over, you can set the next line right next to it. And then just do that over and over again. We'll have 4 lines of coal coming in on Mark 1 belts because we can afford it. We can afford Mark 1 belts. Now we just have to figure out how to split our miners up, which shouldn't be too difficult. We just need to put a miner down. I would like to put it here maybe. So we do need a Mark II coming out. But after that, we don't need a Mark II. Okay, that doesn't sit nicely. We're going to move the splitter just a little bit over. So we're going to try that again. You can do it backwards too, it's fine. And then we connect it like that. So we got 2 lines there. Because we're splitting it. And then we can do the same thing here. We'll set up the splitter probably here. So now we just need to connect that. And then we have Mark 1s. Perfect. That's exactly how we want to set this up. So now we'll have 4 lines of coal. We just got to get down to the lake. So I will set that up real quick. Try to make it look nice. And I'll be right back. But we can also check on the what was done in the MAM here. So let's take a look at what was done. We have iron wire and wet concrete. Okay, we'll just keep scanning because we might as well. This is a good way to get all of your recipes you can as soon as you can. Alright, I'll be right back with this setup down to the lake. Alright, I tried to be neat and organized, so we got all 4 lines set up nice and straight. And then I also left myself some room to walk underneath. I do not like floating platforms, so I will cover that. But yeah, I left myself some room to walk. I think this looks pretty good. We can connect this to power and let it sit on the belt because it doesn't really matter. And we can show off the things we got in the awesome shop. Now we got this here. So we can connect it to the side here. And what I like to do is if I need to go through a wall, that's not centered, by the way. That's centered. If I need to go through a wall, I grab it from one side, and I gotta get up there somehow. We gotta go around. And so I grab it from one side, and then I come back around the other side. And I just need to figure out where the line is, and it looks like it's here. And we just center it. And now we have a power connection through the wall. And it doesn't look any different. as if you were to do it as a wall piece, because you can't use on a foundation, you can't use this double wall outlet. It doesn't work. You can kind of simulate it yourself though. So that is exactly what I did. Then here, I will run it along this foundation on the side, just because it looks good. We'll hook these up. They should both have 120 on them. They do. And you'll see it perfectly get split between the two belts. Because conveyor belt 2s can do 120. And there's the coal. And we're going to split 60 both ways. They flow perfectly. We don't need to do any more than this. And now they're just going to flow along this belt. We can set up the coal power plants while we're waiting. So we do have a platform. This may or may not be big enough. We'll find out. We might have to add on to it. So we will start placing them down. I want to make them as neat as possible. So you can press H and kind of line it up. And that's fine with me. Hopefully we can fit 8 across. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we can do 7. We'll have to expand a little bit further this way, which is fine. And there we go. So there's 8 coal power generators. Now we're going to want to leave ourselves enough room in the middle here, because we'll flip it around and do the same thing. In fact, I'm just going to press H right here, because I know it's lined up. And then I'm going to bump it over until I hit about the same location as I did on the other side, which is right there. And we'll have almost 2 foundations wide of space. Oddly enough, that might be just enough to handle it. It's going to be tight. You can make it wider if you need to. I'm going to do it because I think it'll look nicer if I do it this way. And there we go. All of our coal power generators. We should have 16 of them, which, as you notice, over here, it disappears when you built them. So there we go. We know we built 16 of them. So the way I prefer to do this is I'm going to take a lift, a Mark 1 lift, because we don't need anything more. And I'm going to attach it to every single coal power generator. If there's a creature in your way, hit them, they'll move. And I do like to face it away. So there we go. We'll attach all of this. And so since we have 4 lines, so we'll have 4 coal power generators connected here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. And then we need the opposite side. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll do that twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can connect splitters onto these. You can connect mergers. Then we'll do the same thing over here, facing the opposite direction. So what we should have at the end of this is 1, 2, 3, 4 splitters connected in between on each set of 4. And then the water will have a set of 8. And this is why we set it up this way, because we save on reinforced iron plates, and yet we still maximize efficiency. So there we go. That's what we should be looking like. The only thing we need to do from here is connect 2 lines of coal to these 2, and 2 lines of coal to the other end. And now we just connect in like that. And it's nice and even, it's nice and organized. We don't want to connect our coal power plants yet, because even if they're connected to power poles, they will try to run. We don't have water. We want to let these coal power plants build up with coal first, so that it won't run out. So you can see this one's filling up. We're at 8. We want them all to be basically full. In the meantime, we can set up water pipes. So I do like to set up water pipes on my hotbar. I put them at number 7. And we can set up junctions as well. So if we want maximum space usage, we'll plop it right here. It's really tight. It looks like you'd clip, but when you actually put the pipe in, it doesn't actually clip. And I'll show you that here. Okay, I didn't know Ada was going to talk about this, but whatever. But you can see we don't clip, or we're very close. I prefer using clean pipelines, but I haven't unlocked them yet. So this is fine for now. We'll upgrade to clean pipelines later. But yeah, we just need to set up junctions at every one of these. And yeah, we need a junction on every single one. And then we need to connect pipes in everywhere. Need to connect to your coal power generators and to each junction. But we don't want to cross over. We don't want to touch these ones at all. So this side stays with this side, and that side stays with that side. And neither of them touch each other. Okay, we got pipes. I know I'm going to need pipes running down the middle, so we might as well set that up too. I'm going to run one set of pipes down the middle as far as I can take it. So I'll take it to about here. And then I'll bring it to the edge. It will actually need to connect in like that, so I will allow that connection. What we're going to need to do is, I can't place a pipe right next to it because it doesn't like me. But you can press H, bump it over, and we're good. So we need to set a pipe down this way as well. And it'll go to about the same distance. And then we need this to run around and do the same exact loop that this one did. And look how neat that is. I like the look of that. Once we can upgrade to clean pipes, this is going to look so much better. So I'll explain why we need to do this very soon. But for now, we might as well set up the pipelines. I'll also set up 2 pipeline supports like this, because we're going to need pipes going into these. And this will show you that we need 4 sets of pipes running in. I hope that makes sense. This is what we're doing. So let's place one water pump down. Yeah, we got to make sure we're on the foundation here. Yeah, that might not be enough. And you can't press H to snap this because you can't. For some reason you can't. It's just dumb. It's going to say it's overlapping another object. Clearance. Clipping may occur. It's fine. It still works. So I am just going to try to line this up nicely. We'll go right there. So here, I'll snap it so we're lining up. And we'll just kind of guess. It's close enough. Yeah, I think that's close enough. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. And now we just need a couple more. And see, I didn't even bring out the foundations far enough. I needed 2 more. So I'll just plop those down real quick. And we just hold control and snap them in place. And there's our 6 water extractors. In a nice, neat line. So what we need to do here is we need to go over some pipe basics. So if we go into our build menu here, go to logistics, we go down to pipe mark 1. You can see in the info tab on the right, it says these pipes have a capacity of 300 cubic meters of fluid per minute. Which is great. That's awesome. Cool. One of these spits out 120 per minute. If we put 3 of them, we're spitting out 360. Alright, so we're exceeding capacity if we do that. But do we need 360? Well, if you look in here, we got 45 per minute. So if you do 45 times 8, it's 360. It is a perfect ratio of water. 3 water extractors to 8 coal generators. But we can't pump 360 in one pipe. So how do we get around this? And that's what this is for. So in one of your pipes, you're going to set 2 water extractors to flow through here. And in your other one, your other pipe, you're going to set 1 water extractor. So your 240, let's just say your 240 comes through here. It's going to disperse, so 45 will go there, 45 will go there, 45 will go there, 45 will go there. Until, well, you know, we won't exceed 300 once this pipe hits it at the end. So you see how that kind of works? I hope that made sense. And there we go. We got our water pumps set up. We have 240, so 2 of these, 120 times 2. 240 into one pipe, which we can handle. And we got 120 in the second pipe. That's 360 total. They merge on opposite ends. And that's enough water to handle the coal power plants. The only thing we need to do is power these bad boys and we're good to go. Alright, all I have to do is connect power. So 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Interesting. I blew a fuse. Really? 413 and we had 300. Interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose that was gonna happen, wasn't it? So these take 20 megawatts of power. I completely forgot about that. So just setting up 6 of these is 60, 120 megawatts of power. Of course it's gonna blow a fuse. Here's what we can do. We can delete one side of wires and see if we still blow a fuse. Come on. Okay. Looks like we're okay. Nope, we're not okay. Oh boy. We need to set up a temporary power chain. Well, actually, here's what else we can do. We can delete a couple more. Just have 1 run. Let's see if that works. That looks like it works. And hopefully we don't blow another fuse. And we can build up some water in just 1. So we can kind of fill up the coal generators. Let it get full of water. And then connect those to power. And then once those are connected to power and running, we can hook up the rest of the water generators on that side. And here's the thing, is I think I could connect... I don't have this... Oh, I do have it connected. Nice. I could connect these 2, I think. These 2 are running. They'll provide 150 megawatts of power. That'll be enough to get all water extractors running. Oh, I did not like that. So here to there, there to there. Oh. Okay, I'm just doing it from a distance is not working very well. But I think I got it now. So we shouldn't blow a fuse because we just provided 450 capacity. Our max consumption is 433. We're good. Our water extractors can start running at max efficiency. And we should be able to turn on this line here pretty dang soon. This one's good to go. It gets really loud, by the way. This one's good to go. And then here, this one's good to go. And then here, this one's good to go. And then in here, this one is now good to go. And what about you? This one is good to go. So this whole side is completely good to go. It is super loud. Wow, that is loud. So what about this side? We don't have water over here yet, but it should be arriving soon. We should be seeing it in here. Yep, okay. So we kind of just got to wait for that one for a little bit. Alright, so it looks like this one is ready to hook up to power. Same with that one. Oh boy, we're gonna have plenty of power. We're good there as well. This is gonna be really noisy. Are we good here? We are. And then the last two, we should be good to go. Don't even need to check it. Yep, we're good. So now that all of the coal power plants are running, and this is super duper loud, I want to get away from it. We can take a look. We are producing 1,200 megawatts of power. And we have a capacity of 1,500 in case we exceed the 1,200. It's not going to happen for a while. Yeah, is it overkill? Of course. But we have capacity for the long run. And that is what's important. And that is the coal power plant. I mean, we're done. The coal power plant's done. The only thing I could do is paint this and make it look better and encapsulate it in a building. That's about all I can do to this. Alrighty, we are back. Athena, do you have any goodies for me? Come on, Athena. Yeah, it's alright. Thank you, Athena. And we got some hard drive scanning. In the next episode, we want to take a look at basic steel production. This is going to be awesome. We can set up steel beams, steel pipes, and we can actually start working on the versatile frameworks, which is a space elevator part. We also need to set up an automatic smart plate setup, but that can come, that'll need to come before the versatile frameworks. So we'll work on basic steel production in the next episode, and then from there we'll work on these. But for now, we have infinite power, and we're good to go. So I'll see you in the next episode. Hope you learned something new.